Skiba from the Consumer Warrior Project and from the Arizona Consumer Law Group. You know, in my office the other day, I was meeting with a family that had a lot of credit card debt. And they had medical issues in the past, they had some issues with their kids, and they ended up charging a bunch of money on credit cards. And now they were trying to get out of the hole that they had dug themselves into. And so they came into my office and they're dealing with, 6 to 8 credit cards. And they told me a story that I hear quite often in my law practice. And that's when people are trying to get out of debt, almost everybody wants to try to do the right thing. They want to try to pay back their creditors that loan them the money. And so what a lot of people do is they will reach out to the creditor and try to settle the claim. And when they don't have success doing that, the next step is they will find one of these companies that does debt settlement, sometimes called debt consolidation. And they believe that this is a way for them to hold their creditors off, to stop the collections, but still try to get things worked out. And the way that most of these companies work, or at least the way that most people think that they work, is they pay a monthly fee to the debt settlement company, and then they believe that the debt settlement company is then out working with their creditors to resolve the various claims. And in theory, that's kind of true, but really what's happening is they are taking your money each month, they're charging you a fee to do this, and then they're putting any money that's left over into an escrow account, a savings account of sorts. And then when they have a balance that's high enough that they think they can reach out to your creditors and offer a settlement, they will do it. But what they often don't tell you, or at least it's probably in the fine print, is that they're not doing anything to stop collections. And in fact, they can't do anything to stop collections. Most of these groups are not lawyers that are doing this. They don't have the power of the courts or anything like that behind them to stop the collections. So what I see time and time again is people who go to these debt settlement companies, they're paying them every month, sometimes for years, and then out of the blue they get hit with a debt collection lawsuit, and they're just shocked because they've been paying all this money to this company for the last few years. They think that they're taking care of the problem, and they're not. And so what happens is they end up filing for bankruptcy anyway, and not only that, they've lost all that money that they paid to the debt settlement company. So, a lot of times I'll get asked for a reference or referral to a good debt settlement company. I frankly don't know any, and a lot of it's just because of the nature of the work that they can't get the debt settled unless they have accumulated quite a bit of your money, and that takes time. And in the meantime, then they have the creditors that are suing them and still trying to do collections on the account, and it just ends up being a big mess. So that's one of the ways that bankruptcy is better. And I always say nobody even wants to say bankruptcy when they come in my office. People are embarrassed. The word itself just has a lot of baggage with it. People feel like a failure because they're going through it. But I can tell you some of the things that it does provide. It does provide certainty that you know that you're dealing with the problem right from the get-go. There's an order that's put in place by the court. A real judge comes in, puts this order in, and your creditors must stop collections. Not only that, it will get rid of the debts in most cases when we're talking about credit card debts, medical bills, personal loans. If you're filing a Chapter 7 case, they'll go away completely. So, bankruptcy has its downsides. I never tried to sugarcoat it. It stays on your credit for 10 years, but most people recover much sooner than that. And when I compare that to the debt settlement route, that's where people run into a lot of issues because they pay so much money to these companies to try to get the account settled, and they end up getting sued anyway. So if you want to learn more about bankruptcy, or if you're having serious debt problems, I've written a ton of articles over at consumerwarrior.com. I have about 500 articles there. I have about 100 more videos on these various topics that can help you out and give you some more information to at least help you to make an informed decision as you're trying to deal with your debt problems. But thanks for watching.